What if I told you the most expensive mistake of your life isn't the car you can't afford, or the crypto you bought at the top, or even that student loan eating your paycheck? It's a sentence you've probably said to yourself at least once this month. I have time. Those 3 words, that quiet, comfortable lie. I'll invest when I make more money. I'll start when I'm 30. I'll figure it out later. I still have time. And later becomes 5 years. 5 years of earning, spending, telling yourself you'll get around to it. 5 years that just vanish. Here's what nobody explains to you in your 20s. By the time you're ready, you won't be broke anymore. You'll be something worse. You'll be 5 years behind a version of yourself who started with almost nothing. And by the end of this video, you'll see exactly how much that delay costs. Not in guilt, not in motivational quotes, in actual dollars. Cold, specific, devastating dollars. Let's meet 2 people. Same age, same income, same everything. Person A starts investing at 25. Nothing crazy, just $200 a month. That's it. Less than a lot of people spend on coffee and takeout. Person B waits. Not forever. Just 5 years. Starts at 30. Same $200 a month. Same dedication once they begin. Both invest until they're 65. 35 years of contributions for one. 40 years for the other. Both get a 7% average annual return. Nothing outrageous. Just the historical average of a diversified portfolio. Now here's where it gets uncomfortable. Person A, who started at 25 with basically lunch money, ends up with roughly $525,000. Person B, who waited just 5 years, ends up with roughly $373,000. Same effort, same discipline, same monthly contribution for decades. $152,000 less. Let that sink in. 5 years of waiting didn't cost Person B 5 years of growth. It cost them $152,000. That's a house deposit in most cities. That's 2 years of retirement. That's freedom that just evaporated. Why? Because compound growth doesn't work the way your brain thinks it works. Your brain thinks linearly. You put in $1, you get back $1 plus a little extra. Fair trade. Makes sense. But compound growth doesn't care about fairness. It cares about time. Specifically, it rewards the years you can't see yet. The years at the end, when your money is making more money than your paycheck ever could. Think of it like a snowball rolling down a hill. At the top, it's tiny. It barely picks up anything. You watch it and think, this is pointless. I'll start my snowball later, when there's more snow. But the magic isn't in the snow. It's in the hill. The length of the hill. And by waiting 5 years, you didn't shorten your snowball. You chopped off the bottom of the hill. The steep part, the part where the snowball doubles, then doubles again, then becomes an avalanche. This is the part no one teaches you in school. We learn about compounding as a formula. A equals P times 1 plus R to the N. Meaningless letters. Yes, no emotional weight. But let me translate that formula into something you'll feel. Every dollar you invest in your 20s doesn't just grow. It has children. And those dollars have children. And those children have children. By the time you're 60, your original dollar from age 25 has become roughly $15. But a dollar invested at 30? It only becomes about 10. A dollar invested at 35? 7. You're not just losing money by waiting. You're killing generations of unborn dollars. That sounds dramatic because it is dramatic. Now here's where most finance videos would shame you. Tell you you're lazy. Tell you to stop buying avocado toast and cancel your Netflix. I'm not going to do that. Because the I have time trap isn't about laziness. It's about a cognitive bias that evolution hardwired into your brain. It's called hyperbolic discounting, and it means your brain systematically overvalues immediate rewards and undervalues future ones. Not because you're weak, because your nervous system was designed for a world where the future meant next week, where storing calories for winter mattered more than compounding wealth for a retirement that was statistically unlikely to exist. Your brain isn't broken. It's just running outdated software. And the finance industry knows this, which is why they don't market to you. They market to your parents, because your parents have the money now and the industry operates on the same short-term logic you do. Nobody runs ads showing a 26-year-old putting $50 into an index fund. There's no drama in that, no commission, no urgency. But that 26-year-old is quietly becoming the wealthiest version of themselves, not through brilliance, through timing. Not market timing, life timing. And this is where the trap gets really insidious, because it doesn't feel like a trap. Waiting feels responsible, prudent even. I should learn more first. I should pay off my debt first. I should wait until I have a better job. I should wait until the market corrects. Notice the pattern. Every reason to wait feels rational. Every reason feels like wisdom. But they're all the same reason wearing different masks. Fear. Fear of doing it wrong. Fear of losing money. Fear of committing to something you don't fully understand. And here's the cruelest part. The market will crash multiple times in your investing lifetime. You will see your portfolio drop 30, 40, even 50%, and none of those crashes will cost you as much as the 5 years you spent waiting to start. Let me prove it. Imagine you invested $200 a month starting in 2007, right before the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression. The market imploded. Your portfolio got destroyed. Devastating, right? By 2019, if you'd stayed consistent, your portfolio would have grown to roughly $38,000, despite starting at the worst possible moment, despite living through the worst crash in modern history. Now imagine you waited, saw the crash, got scared, and didn't start investing until 2012, 5 years later, when everything felt safe again. By 2019, you'd have roughly $16,000. Less than half, because you avoided the crash, but you also avoided the recovery. You avoided those years when shares were on sale and your $200 bought more than it ever would again. That's what market downturns actually are for young investors. Sales, discounts. The financial universe briefly letting you buy wealth at a reduced price. And you get to buy those shares every month for decades. But you only get the discount if you showed up before the sale started. This is why the "I have time" narrative is so destructive. It's not just that it delays you. It convinces you that timing the market matters, that there's a perfect moment coming, a moment when you'll have more knowledge, more money, more confidence. That moment doesn't exist. There is no perfect time to start investing. There is only the time you have right now, and all the time you'll never get back. So let's talk about what starting actually looks like. Because I think a lot of people delay because starting feels like this massive life change. Like you need to become a different person. Read 12 books, open 7 accounts, learn a new language. It's not that. Starting looks like this. Pick a broad market index fund. Something that tracks the S&P 500 or the total stock market. Set up an automatic transfer. $50, $100, whatever doesn't make you stress about rent. Then forget about it. Not forever, just for now. Let the automation do the work. Let time do what time does. You don't need to check your portfolio every day. You don't need to follow financial news. You don't need to understand options or crypto or whatever TikTok is excited about this week. You need to start. Because right now, as you listen to this, the clock is ticking. Not dramatically, not ominously, just ticking. The way it always does, quietly stealing the most valuable asset you will ever have. Not money, time. And time doesn't care about your reasons. It doesn't care that your job is unstable. It doesn't care about your student loans. It doesn't care that you're figuring yourself out. It just moves forward, with or without you. 5 years from now, you will be 30, or 35, or 40. You will either be someone who started or someone who wishes they had. And the difference between those two people isn't discipline, it isn't intelligence, it isn't income. It's just a decision, made once, in a moment that felt small, The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. You've heard that. Everyone's heard that. But the second best time isn't tomorrow. It isn't next week when things calm down. It's now. If this hit different, and you want to stop being the person who waits, the subscribe button is around here somewhere. Not for me. For the version of you 5 years from now who'll want to remember where things shifted. No pressure, just a thought. Your move.